DC here. Hi guys and gals. Well, today is Saturday morning and it's kind of foggy out there. I think you can see how the fog is just probably going to be lifting in a little bit, but it's not too cold, so it's going to be nice. I think it's going to be nice. We're going to be going out actually to a food fair later on, which should be pretty interesting. I hope so. Yesterday I was at a very interesting conference. I didn't take any videos or pictures because actually there was a load of photographers, but it was a series of conferences and it wasn't like a fair type of thing. So anyway, so I didn't really, like I say, pull out the camera. It wasn't actually worth it in that respect. A few things though did come out that were really quite interesting. I mean, first off, it's one of those big think tanks, you know, of they pull in so-called international experts who are going to talk to you about, you know, what's going to happen in the world of food and so on, and going on about, you know, how much we're using our resources and so on, and a lot about, you know, sustainability and all that. Yeah. It's all kind of interesting, except that all of these gurus, you know, pretty well have a way of thinking that they usually forget one part of society for one reason or another. It could be, for example, the middleman is out, and I know we don't always like to have the middleman, but some of them are necessary, and the middleman needs to make a living as well. Let's put it this way, a decent living. It doesn't have to be an exaggerated living. And so, you know, margins have to be there. And if you start cutting here, cutting there, finally you lose the margins. And in the food industry, I know you might be surprised, but actually the margins are really quite low. It works on volumes. Oh, I might have to be back in a second. Yeah, well, probably will be able to make it. We'll see. The battery's kind of screaming. There was one person that made a conference on think out of the box. Now, think out of the box sounds kind of trendy and everything, but there was the person gave an example which I found actually not only out of the box but in a way ludicrous. It was on the hotel motel business, but essentially the luxury hotel business. Yeah, why go to motels? I mean, and it was saying, well, you know, most hotels you have to be out by 12. Now she says that's not very handy for people like myself, you know, which have loads of engagements and this and that, and get in late and would like to sleep in late and this and that and so on. Well, I thought in my head, you know, if you're that rich and you can sleep in until like 4 in the afternoon, well, I suppose you could pay the second day, but it's not the idea. And then she was going on, well, I think if you think out of the box, hotels should be rented by the hour. Of course, all of us just, you know, laughed. And then, I don't know, which I wonder if she actually never realized, you know, that. And she said, oh, well, I don't mean it in that way. But you see, but the thing is that she was like forgetting, like you would have to change the whole infrastructure of a hotel in that case. You would have to reorganize the logistics, you'd have to reorganize the cleaning teams, which are usually not the richest people in the world. I mean, they already have bad schedules and so on. I mean, so you're going to put them on call or something like that, which is probably close to the worst type of working conditions. I mean, very often people on call are not always on, you know, contracts or what, and they just have to wait for the phone, can't do anything. You know what I mean. So I mean, you know, thinking out of the box, it's a bit like sometimes thinking out of the box for who? And that's what I found is a lot of times people would say, think out of the box, but it would be think out of the box for me, for you, for society? Nah, not always so much. You know, I really enjoyed, though, the conference overall. But it is interesting to see how these so-called experts sometimes in these big think tanks, which actually I was part of, but, you know, I mean, how they bring out some weird things. And I was talking with one person, actually. We were saying, we're going over sometimes a lot of first world problems. Yeah, first world problems, and I don't know, you mean first world problems that are going to be solved by third world people? I don't know. Sometimes when you look at the world, you wonder, where are the priorities? And I think that's one of the problems very often is that with I'll get people mad again, I guess, but I guess with a so-called sometimes liberal mindset, very often you tend to forget certain things. I mean, like there's a certain amount of tolerance that is asks for, but if you're not in the way of people think, then you are a bigot and so on. And it's funny because that kind of is going over into certain levels of consultancy and so on. I mean, some people think that that big business is all just a bunch of conservatives out there to make money. And you know something, you're probably right. But the middle, I was going to say the middle-sized companies and so on, a lot of them are still working probably on the old style of mom and pop business, and that's probably a dying breed, but it's the type of breed that we should look for, I guess. The people that look around, like some of the companies here, they're still looking out for everybody. Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's not an easy subject. I mean, because you have to. I try to make a vlog quickly. I mean, some people think I take too much time, but but I mean, subjects like this would have to be discussed over many vlogs, and we just can't. So anyway, well, you can see anyway. Got me thinking. I was very happy with the day though overall, and it was fun. Be part of these groups is a privilege. I can't say the contrary. I mean, I'm going on to about who can, who can't. Well, I was one of the ones who could. So that was nice. Anyway, so that's about all for today. Just kind of touching base a little bit. And have a little bit more coffee and breakfast. And off doing my Saturday stuff. Okay, everybody, take care and see you later on. Bye-bye.